My name is Dr. Bob Ross. I'm President and CEO of the California Endowment in my day job, and I am a board member of the Weingart Foundation in Los Angeles. And so thrilled to be participating and supporting the work of the Weingart Foundation as it's strongly committed to social justice and racial justice and equity. And that's what I'm all about. From the standpoint of history, I mean, I grew up in New York City in the South Bronx, in a housing project in a bicultural family. My mother is Puerto Rican, my father is African American, and we grew up in a community. We were surrounded by poverty, although our family treated me and my brothers beautifully and supportively. And then I went on to go to medical school and become a pediatrician. So I practiced as a pediatrician for the first 12 years of my career, and then I decided to make a change to go into public health, partly as a result of the crack cocaine epidemic of the late 1980s and early 1990s, and it influenced and shaped my career path as I saw the devastation that crack cocaine brought to the Black and brown communities on the East Coast. And so I shifted my career to public health, where community becomes the patient rather than an individual becoming the patient. And then I found my way to California, running a health department in San Diego County in California. Did that work for about 10 years, and then found my way into philanthropy at the California Endowment here in Los Angeles, and have continued to be supportive of efforts to strengthen the health of communities that are marginalized and oppressed and ignored, and have suffered many traumatic insults over the years as a culture and as a community. So my work with coming to the Weingart Foundation some 5 or 6 years ago, it was just the perfect way to start the next chapter of my career in philanthropy. Was with the Weingart Foundation. Weingart Foundation became a very attractive opportunity for me. The foundation was in the process of shifting, making a transformational shift from being primarily focused on charity as a form of philanthropy to more of social transformation and change as the reason for philanthropy. And the foundation was also, and this is when the foundation at that time was led by Fred Ali, and then had Monica Lozano and John Mack, both of whom were civil rights leaders in California, on the board, and they wanted more talent to help the board shift towards racial justice and racial equity. And that's when I recruited Miguel Santana, the current president and CEO, who's a great friend and colleague, and myself at the same time. And we began to help the board move even more assertively into racial justice and racial equity and systems change as a way to execute our mission at the Weingart Foundation. So it's been nothing but joy and a thrill for me to participate in that process. Well, I think the work that the Weingart Foundation is leading is emblematic and embodies where the nation needs to go. The nation is kind of in a civic and political mess right now. There is a lot of white supremacy resurgence politically. Instead of a country that prides itself on inclusion and belonging, the national politics seem to be around exclusion and stigmatizing, but not in California and not in Los Angeles. And I think here in Los Angeles, we can show California and the nation what the beloved community, as described by Martin Luther King and John Lewis, the beloved community, a state of belonging, full unapologetic inclusion, immigrant communities, LGBTQ and trans communities, African American, Native and Indigenous, Latino communities, API, everyone included at the table, sharing in wellness and prosperity for this nation. And I think that the Weingart Foundation, through its philanthropy, can elevate that vision here in Los Angeles and in the region. And that's why I'm thrilled to be a part of that.